Welcome back. We're gonna be talking about the Detroit Pistons. They end up tying this series 1-1 against the New York Knicks in Game 2. And I want to say Cade Cunningham. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the Cade that I know. That's the Cade that I was wanting to see in Game 1. Being decisive, being efficient, and being that smooth operator that I know you to be. Now, before I get any further, you watching this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, it's free to support. All you gotta do is just hit subscribe. It costs $0.99. It costs $0.0, 0 cents to hit that subscribe button. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment section in the comment section below. Now, Detroit Pistons, they end up tying this series 1-1. Which, if I'm the Detroit Pistons, I'm feeling good about myself. I'm feeling good. We stole one in Madison Square Garden. We a young team. You know, now we really believe that we belong. We really believe that we can compete. We really belong that we can beat these guys. Because if you look at it, in Game 1, this series can easily be 2-0 Detroit Pistons heading back into the Palace. Heading back to the D. You heard me? Like, if they didn't have that fourth quarter collapse where they went 21-0 run, hey, shit can be getting spooky for the New York Knicks. Now, it still is spooky, but I'm going to get into them a little bit later because I'm going to talk about the Detroit Pistons right now. Because there's the young team, first time experience with a lot of those guys, and they end up pulling off a big time win right now because they play good. They're playing wonderful right now. They exceeding expectations. With this being, you know, a lot of these guys' first time being in the playoffs, and this was a wonderful bounce back game from Cade Cunningham. You get, let's see, what Cade have? Cade had 33 and 12. You get 20 from Dennis the Menace. With Dennis the Menace, hey, even though Cade did his thing, but Dennis the Menace, he was really he hit the shot of the game, for real. Dennis the Menace, man, he came up and showed out. And this is why a lot of people that know ball say veterans are still needed in this league, especially with a young team. Soon as you put some comfortable guys, some veterans around, Cade Cunningham, they knew how to win, they knew how to play the game, they've been through, you know, the fire, they've been through trials and tribulations. They done been through everything, and they done seen everything in the league. They done been through playoff success. They done been through playoff downs and ups. Dennis Schroeder, he been nothing short of sensational throughout the first two games of the series. Even though his numbers ain't reflected in Game 1, his impact on the defensive side of the ball. Sometimes, bro, it's just not all about scoring. It's about what else you do to contribute to winning. And Dennis Schroeder been contributing to winning the first two games, even though they fell short in Game 1. But Game 2, he ended up picking up more some of that offensive load, chipping in with 20 points. Tobias Harris, it looked like Tobias Harris, he figured out how to hoop again. Because I remember when Tobias Harris when he was with Joel Embiid. I don't know if that Joel Embiid symptom was rubbing off on him a little bit, but that man was out like he forgot how to hoop. But these first two games, with the Detroit Pistons against the New York Knicks, I ain't lying. That boy is hooping. You heard me? Like, he doing his thing. And I got to give a huge shout out to Tobias Harris because I've been one of the main ones ripping him. Because he ain't been doing his thing in the playoffs. But these first two games, Tobias Harris, he been hooping though. For sure. Michael Beasley doing his thing. The veteran guys for the Detroit Pistons is stepping up and showing out. You know, and giving them a much needed boost and morale around the team that is much needed for this young ball club. You know, Cade, this is first time. Jalen Durant first time. Isaiah Stewart first time. Ashar Thompson's first time being in this type of environment, being in this type of place. And look, we was a collapse away from going back home. You know, we was a collapse away in the fourth quarter from leading this series 2-0 and going back home and top, boy, hey, gotta be feeling good about ourselves. Now, from the New York Knicks standpoint of this, if I'm a fan base, if I'm a coach, if I'm the players, I'm not feeling good at all. I'm sick to my stomach. Cause the thing is, now y'all letting this team get confidence. Y'all let this team, even though I feel like the Detroit Pistons already had confidence, and that the reason why the series is going the way it's going, the games is going the way it's going, is reflecting off that confidence. But the thing is, now y'all really got them believing that they can compete. Now y'all really got them believing that they got a chance to win this series. Cause like I said, y'all, hey, if they didn't blow that lead, y'all didn't score them 21 straight points in game 1 in the 4th quarter, the last 6 minutes to go, y'all would have been in trouble. Now, like I said, I'm not happy about this. We let a young team, a young hungry team at that look like they locked in, that look like the moment is not too big for them. It look like they coming to play and they not laying down. Y'all just let them steal one on your home floor. Man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look right now. Because look, you getting contributions from Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson doing what he doing, 37. Carlton Towns, you gotta be better than that, son. Big Perk, you gotta be better than that. Josh Hart doing what he doing, being a Swiss Army knife, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. You know, even though it might not seem like much, but that's a Josh Hart stat line. You heard me? Like, OG, we need more from you. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. We need more. Mikal Bridges had 19 points. McBride gave you 8 off the bench. But outside of McBride, nobody else that played off the bench. Mitchell Robinson got 20 minutes, 0. Campaign 4 minutes, 0. Shaman 4 minutes, 0. Now, you're not going to win too many playoff games like that. And like I said last video, when two teams, I feel like Detroit and New York Knicks, they not as far off in talent. It's not far off. To me, they about tick for tat. I said this before the series. They tick for tat. Detroit they got a chance to win this series. And I was saying this before. Now, obviously, you know, I kind of was leaning towards New York because their experience, that they ain't been there. Because you look at it, Jalen Brunson, he done been to the Western Conference Finals. Cat just came off a Western Conference Finals run. Mikal Bridges went to the NBA Finals. OG done had his fair share of playoff moments. Josh Hart had his fair share of playoff moments. Cam Payne went to the NBA Finals. You know, so the New York Knicks, they got a team that's been through the fire, that been through, you know, trials and tribulations. They know how to win, but they just don't know how to win together. And that's probably what the thing is with them. And like I said, the 3 things that's gonna kill a team in the playoffs when both teams are even. And I don't care what you say. Once you're in the playoffs, unless you the Memphis Grizzlies, you getting BTA, it don't even matter. But outside of the Grizzlies, the rest of these series, if you can be able to rebound, shoot more free throws, or make your free throws at a higher clip than the other team and control the turnover battle, more than likely you're going to win the game. You're going to win the series. And look tonight. And tonight was another prime example of that. I just said the same thing about the Clippers and Denver Nuggets game 2. The Clippers, they end up controlling the turnover battle, controlling the free throw line. They end up winning the game. Obviously, they got out-rebounded, but as long as you can do 2 of the 3 things, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win that game. And tonight, Detroit Pistons. Let's look at it. Detroit Pistons had 48 rebounds. Knicks only had 34. That's one right there. Detroit Pistons shot 34 free throws. They were 28 to 34 from the free throw line. The New York Knicks only shot 19 free throws. They were 16-19. They only missed 3 free throws. They missed less free throws than the Detroit Pistons. But the thing is, once you go almost double, they went to the free throw line almost 2 times as much as the New York Knicks. So they won that battle. Let's look at the turnovers. The New York Knicks had 14 turnovers. The Detroit Pistons had 15 turnovers. So when you really look at it, they really controlled the game. And it's been like that for basically for both games. Detroit, they was controlling the game. If you really look at if you really want to think about it, this series, watching it, Detroit Pistons, you cannot tell me the Detroit Pistons haven't been the better team in this series so far. In these first two games, Detroit Pistons have showed you what they shown you on tape. Now, obviously, the inexperience had kicked in, had played a factor into that first game in game one, hence why they went on a 21-0 run. But outside of that, outside of the 21-0 run, the Detroit Pistons have been controlling this series. They was controlling the game. They've been up by double digits in both games. It looked like they was getting ready to run away with it. But but the Detroit Pistons, they haven't been before, and that's just all part of the the growing pains of being actually physically going through it. Being hands on with it. They don't know how to close a game out. They don't know how to close the series out. And experiences ain't more just okay, look, yeah, we played here, we've been here before. No, man, experience is everything. It's all the above. Like I said, you gotta know how to close a game out. You gotta know how to, when the team is down, you go ahead and put them out for the count. You don't leave them with no gas. And the thing with the New York Knicks, you just gave a team like the Detroit Pistons, who feel like they can beat y'all, more confidence heading back, and y'all going on the road. The series tied 1-1. Woo! If I'm a Knicks fan, I'm shaking in my boots. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm looking at this film, some gotta change. Some gotta change. If I'm the players, some gotta change. Because what we doing these first two games obviously ain't been working. I don't care if it's the series tied 1-1. It really should be 2-0 Detroit right now. And I ain't gonna lie, in Detroit minds, they feel like this should be 2-0 right now too. And that's how they been playing. That's how they played tonight. Getting contributions from different guys. Cade Cunningham, good bounce back, like I said, smooth operator. That's what I wanted to see. This is your time to shine, boy. You've been waiting on this moment since you got into the league. You went through the drought, you went through the ups, and you went through the downs. Now you here on the big stage, and time to showcase your talent and to show the world who you are. And this is what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see you out there like you was in game one, like a deer in headlights, just fumbling the ball. Every time I look up, the ball going out of bounds, you fumbling with it, you stumbling with the ball, you doing this and doing that. Nah, man, you look more decisive in your movements. You play with precision, you play under control, you play with pace, you play like a guy that's been here before. And that's what I was expecting from you, Cade. Obviously, some guys it take longer than others. But Cade Cunningham, he one of them players and one of them ones, can be one of the future guys of this league. One of the future point guards in this league. Hey, and today he showed y'all what he can do, what he's capable of. And New York Knicks, they in trouble. Now, Knicks fans, Detroit Pistons fans, y'all let me know in the comment section who y'all got winning game 3. Do y'all got is Knicks fans, are y'all worried? Detroit Pistons fans, y'all let me know something in the comments. Bad boys, hashtag bad boys all day. All my Pistons fans in the comment section, y'all spam up. But hey, I'ma see y'all game 3.